Well, Ben, obviously we sit here and talk about some of your accomplishments, playing with Bo, winning a, 1983. That team was pretty special. You talk about that, and that's what I want to start off with. Is over the summer, you guys were recognized as national champions. You guys obviously won the SEC championship, Sugar Bowl, went on and lost one game. But what was your initial reaction when the athletic department announced, like, oh, that 1983 team is going to be recognized as champions? Were you was that special, and how did that feel?
It was about 43 years late.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, it is special. And I think all of us in our hearts knew that we were the best team. I mean, when you play a schedule like we did, you beat the teams that we did, you're number 3 going into the bowls, you win, the first 2 teams lose. That's just the way things fell back then. We should have been number 1. But we weren't, and we stayed at 3, matter of fact. Number 5, Miami jumped from 5 to 1. Nebraska fell from 1 to 2, and we stayed at 3. So it's very disappointing. But I can remember as a freshman thinking, well, we'll just do it next year. And, man, those opportunities don't come around a lot. And I think it's great recognition for the guys that I played with so many years later, and it's some pride involved in that. But I feel like most of them felt like we were the best team anyway. And some recognition is great, but at the same time, I wish we would have got it right then, back in 83.
Yeah.
Or 84 it would have been.
That team definitely deserved it. And you start thinking about, obviously, 2004 as another one of those teams that were recognized this summer that deserved it as well. Did you have any special, conversations with teammates when that happened? Did you reach out to anybody? And
yes, we did. We had a reunion, actually. And one of the last really special experiences that I had was it was on I think it was June 1st of 2019. And we all met. That team met at Coach Dye's, and we had just a get together, and we ate there. And Coach Dye, the whole staff was there from that year. And Coach Dye got up and addressed the team, and it was so cool. He talked to us. Of course, our wives were there, but he talked to us as though we were in a locker room, and it brought back such great memories. He can captivate a crowd. I mean, his ability to talk meaningfully and to reminisce the way he did and what we had done. And then to look at this team and the personalities that were there and what they had gone on to do was really special. We'd lost many players. Many had passed away, which was sad. But it was a super experience. And so we were able to get together at that time and with Coach Dye, with the staff, in a great setting with our wives. And it was that was one of the best memories I've got of my career, and especially that team at Auburn.
Yeah. Focusing more on you and your playing days, you accomplished a lot. You were a SEC Offensive Lineman of the Year, an All-American. When you go back and you look at those accolades, obviously they're special. You worked hard for those. And Bo is such a big talk about some of those teams, but Bo couldn't have done. Now, hey, he's a freak athlete. Yeah. Bo couldn't have done a lot of what he did without, the big hog mollies up front. So what do you, talk about the pride that you take in your role in those teams, and then just that offensive line group as a whole. How did you guys approach practice and games, and kind of talk about the camaraderie that you guys had?
Yeah, I'd mentioned before that I had played with Bo 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. He was a year older than me. And each one of those offensive lines has a different personality. When you play offensive line, you play as a group, and it takes some time to mesh. But the single year, his senior year, that we played with Bo and won a Heisman, I mean, that's a specific accomplishment, I think, as a lineman, when you block for the guy that wins the Heisman Trophy. It's not your trophy, but you did have something to do with it. And that's very meaningful. That's I think of all those offensive linemen that I played with, Steve Wallace, Steve Wilson, Stacy Searles, Yan Cowart, Rob Schuler. I mean, the guys that had played with Bo and worked so hard at their position to where it culminated to where Bo won the Heisman. And it's an individual honor, so it's not a championship, but it's still very meaningful for offensive linemen because it signifies and embodies the fact that you had a group of guys working for Bo and working together, and to have a guy win the Heisman is it's a big compliment to what you did.
Yeah, and you were a team captain, right?
Yes.
Talk about that, the leadership.
Well, yeah, being named captain was the highest honor of my college career. Mm-hmm. I think that's something that Coach Dye named captains after the season, not before. A lot of coaches will name the captains themselves before the season starts, or they may have a vote. But we had the captains were voted upon after the season, and so when your peers put your name out there as a captain, that's the highest honor that you can achieve. And I think that's one of my most favorite aspects of my career is that my teammates felt enough about the career that I had at Auburn and maybe some leadership that I gave that they put me out there.
Yeah. Obviously, we've seen the game change a lot since your playing days at Auburn. Just kind of give me your general thoughts on the current climate of college football. Where are we at? Where are we heading? Obviously, you've seen NIL and the transfer portal kind of take off over the past couple of years, but give me your general thoughts on that, and then also, talk a little bit about the past 5 years have been a rough stretch for Auburn. How have what have been your general thoughts on Auburn football too?
Well, I look back at Auburn as a foundational experience for me in my life personally in so many different ways. I look at it as obviously the football part of it, athletics, but the benefits from that are the relationships that you make that I still have today, the camaraderie you build, the discipline that you learn, the guidance that you receive from coaches, but also leadership from the players over a period of time, from a freshman to a senior, and having fifth-year seniors on your team as a freshman that you look at and you learn from, how they work, what their attitude towards school is, what their attitude toward their love of Auburn is. Those are things that I look at now that are so meaningful in my life. And today's college game is so different in that players don't have those experiences to stick around for 4 years. Because of NIL, a lot of them leave from year to year. They don't have a 4 or 5 year experience at one place where they grow to love the university, where they grow to build friendships that last forever, where they have setbacks and have to work through them, injuries. Now it's about where can I go to make more money, unfortunately. And they may be at 2 or 3 different schools over a period of 6 or 7 years, maybe, at least 5 or 6 years. Mm-hmm. So I think that's been lost, and unfortunately. But I do think players have the right to make money. And I just feel bad for those guys that don't have the experiences I had in building things that will carry them through life. Yeah. Whether it's friendships or lessons learned or disciplines or the peaks and the valleys, because they're going to have those in life. And I think with Auburn now, as far as like where we've been the last 5 or 6 years, I'm hungry to see us get back to where we were. I'm hungry to see Auburn, Alabama being the top rivalry again in the nation because of the competitiveness and the fierceness of both teams. Yeah. And the fact that they're always in the playoff, hopefully. But that's something I'm looking forward to with the change, with Coach Golish and seeing what he does. Hopefully we'll get that back to where it was when I played. Yeah, that was going to be my last question was Coach Golish. I mean, have you, what are your general thoughts on him and the staff that he's putting together? Defensive side of the ball has a lot of SEC experience, which is great. Yeah.
Durkin's back.
Yep.
They just made a big announcement signing Byron Brown the other day. Like things are looking good. What are your thoughts on Golish and the trajectory of the program moving forward?
I'm excited about him. I think he's got a lot of the old school attitude that I grew up under, of hard work and discipline. And signing the quarterback is a major step, I think, in getting Auburn back where we're supposed to be. I think he's had experience with Byron Brown, and I think that guy's proven as a player. And to have him here next season is exciting because in the SEC, the quarterback has a lot to do with the success of your team. Mm-hmm. And so I'm really excited about that. I'm glad that he kept Coach Durkin, and we've got him coming back. The defense last year I was so proud of in every game, and the way that they played and never gave up. And so there's a lot of things coming together. But I'm excited every year before the season, and I'm an optimist, and I'm an Auburn fan first. And so, only good things to say. Just hope this time next year that we're saying the same things and not disappointed.
Yeah, absolutely.